Oh. That's nice. See if I got it. Bear with me, I'm still sitting on. I guess that ain't too bad. Can't get it no closer. Last night, with the grandkids, and then was here, something on the bed. And after I done aggravated him a little bit, I come back and still in bed and looked out the window. And had a little big 4 point. And turned to say something and turned back and he was gone. Well, I couldn't find it out today. Something spooked him. But today there was a 10 point with him hanging out. So the little one's got the 10 point, the 7 point's got the big 8. So I'm just waiting. I'm hurting pretty bad. Just hope it don't start raining. If it rains, I'm done. Lose the blood trail when you're tracking. Got another heater in here. In the little pan, I stole it from Chrissy from my stand. Put him behind it to help. blow the heat out. I worked about 3 hours on it yesterday. Got it going. So it's a good little heater. That should be all right. Ooh, just about ready. What's up, Nubbies? Appreciate you coming in, buddy. I was kind of hoping Curtis would come up and read chat. I got my earbuds in. And somebody come in and start talking. But he's probably asleep or what's the Wednesday? Yeah, he might be asleep. They are eating something's eating soybean, roasted soybean corn. I don't know if it's the birds or the deer, but they're kind of eating that just about even with corn. Well, I tell you what, getting up at 3 o'clock that morning and doing all that all day yesterday and everything, it about kicked my butt. That's not for an old man. But I should have laid down and took a nap, but that didn't work out. I try to get all I can get done and then sleep because I know once I lay down or sit down, I'm done. I ain't doing nothing else the rest of the day. I come out and swap cans out, and there was a squirrel out here having a lunch. And little day glow heaters with the flames thing, all that great. You have to put a fan in behind it to get it to actually work. I don't even think there's a spot to put a fan. So I just got her Timu fan with the mister thing on it and set it up and run it on high and behind it. And it actually blows out heat now. Blows across it. But the guy that invented the buddy heater, he overdid himself on that one. It's a good little heater. Yeah, you have to replace the thermocouple once in a while, but it's a pain to get apart and put back together. But once you do it, it's good as gold. At 10 point, I mean, he was in 6 something last night. And I figured, well, he looks like to be a new one. I'm not 100% sure, but he's pretty sized deer. He might come back in earlier tonight. I'm hoping you might see a big bunch of smoke coming around through here. Put some wood in the wood burner to keep it going till I'm done. It's getting smoky out there now. The wind's blowing. It's going to get nasty later. It's supposed to have been raining all day, which it has. It's supposed to rain up to like 9 o'clock at night and switch over to snow off and on until 9 o'clock. But it wouldn't matter to me if it just snowed. gets a little skip of snow, it sticks. Tracking will be a whole lot easier. I thought about going over there, what they call that, adoption center or whatever it might be. Here comes a squirrel down the tree over there. And see if one of them young boys would want to learn how to hunt. You know, and teach him, try to get him, or a boy that's in trouble or whatever, try to get him on the right track. I don't know how about he's doing all that. Well, he's going up the tree and cutting across instead of coming down and running through the leaves. You got a little gap in teaching boys things about hunting. Because once they get so old, teenage years, it switches from hunting to girls. That pretty much does it in right there. Grandson's that way. He does and you don't. And I can teach some boys how to lay tile and all kinds of stuff they want to learn. Become a fluffy Joe. Yeah, I don't think the money's gonna have to put some rubber gloves on. Soak my hands in lotion and stick them rubber gloves on for about 3 or 4 hours. Let that soak in my hands. They're sore, drying, and cracking. But it was good to see old Steve on this morning. Glad to see he's doing a little bit better and everything's going pretty good for him. He'll get back around to swing of things. Just can't give up. Clouds are moving from the west to the east. So whatever's out west is coming here. If I do get one, I gotta have them back here before all this weather hits in here. I'm good to about 5:37, I think it is. And I have to call it quits for today. This is the way to using that camera. No way it don't get so far away. Become one of the gang members of the Dove Society. He come down to check it out. Here comes the rest of them. There's a baker's dozen of them out there. Now there's 14. Wow. 15. That's pretty good. There's another squacker down the tree. Welcome in, Jason. Jason, appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in, Jason J. Like I said, we had the 4 point out there last night. I didn't see the other one out the window because the building was in the way. There's a nice 10 out here. I don't know if it's the same one that was in earlier this year or if it was a different one. But those two's hanging together. A 7 and an 8's hanging together. You're just waiting. If I see them two again, then it's a definite thing. They just ain't switched over to coming in early enough to be legal to shoot. Normally we'd already had some snowfall and lasted a while. Yes, since the weather has changed so much that you really don't know what it's doing from one day to the next. Got 6 great people in here. Appreciate y'all. Chrissy, 537 on the and they come in after shooting hours, Jason J. Unfortunately. It was like 6:30 something. But like I said, when the weather starts getting bad and they gotta really dig to get food in the woods, they'll be down here. They'll come in through all hours of the day. But there again, I also gotta say that the deer population here has dropped so bad that it's not even funny. The 4 days we've seen, they come in for about 3 or 4 times in 1 week and then left. One come back and left again, and they ain't seen none of them. So I don't know where they went. They might have called EWD and died. Brother Mike, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you're doing good today. Oh, yeah, I was out. What was it? Might have been yesterday morning. I can't remember. But I heard that big horned owl. He was back there on the ridge howling. So he's still hanging around. Good, good, good. Good to hear it. You're feeling good and I'm feeling rough. But that's what happens when I push myself to, I know better. But when things got to get done, I got to do it. I did get me another heater in here though. I got me a little fan set behind it. But the temperature ain't as cold as it was the other day. I mean, it's pretty good. I could sit out here in jogging pants and a t-shirt. The buddy heater's running on one side, and The other one's running on the other, and they're both down low. So I think I might be ready. I don't know. You're never really prepared for anything. I just wish I had service in the garage. I can heat it up and have the big door open where it's all metal that don't let the signal in. I'd have to put a modem and all that out there. Maybe one day I can go out there and do lives, build stuff. Kind of want to build this building now, but there's like a little small workshop to work on leaf blowers, lawnmowers, and stuff. I heard that. One of these days we'll get to meet her. We'll have a coffee together or something, other dinner. That's a name that you don't hear too often. Mike, if he was here, we'd get you a deer. But if you want bear, we'll have to take Curtis down and tie him to the trees and take his shoes off, put marshmallows between his toes, and pour a little honey on his feet, and get back away and wait. I'm sure there'd be a bear come through and smell that honey. Those suckers probably in bed asleep. Message him, probably about 2:30, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that might be good to have you around, buddy. I just, they've got places here, but my goodness, man, the prices they want for this stuff anymore is ridiculous. Dad bought this because of hunting. It was kind of like a small West Virginia, but it was in Ohio. And while the hunting's starting to be really crappy, I ain't seen a grouse on this hill in years. Ain't seen no feathers around here unless I drive 30 minutes and then they're gone there too. There's still a few squirrels left. I ain't seen too many chipmunks. Rabbits, I got one here. I normally have 10 or 20 running around. Got plenty of coyotes. That's about it. The fox, there's a few of those. No groundhog. I ain't seen a groundhog around here in a while. We got about an hour left. I figured with that storm system moving there, they'd be up moving around I don't know why that keeps freezing up on me in the house. I really don't know. I need to get me a guru to hook me up and sit down and actually take a whole day. Well, it's gonna take me more than a day because it don't freeze up constantly. It's just once in a while it freezes up real bad. Last night was one of them. I think I'll do another speed test just to see what we got. We just got new house phones. Of course, you don't want to use the old number because everybody's got it. Well, very few people call anyway, unless they're uh, spamming telemarketers. They've been burning my cell phone on. Yeah, you watch the deer and the squirrel, you can learn a little bit how they act. Everything. I seen two does out here fighting one time. Who would have thought does would fight? You know, it was wild. I ain't seen nothing like it. Just fighting over food, I guess. Oh, look, lady, welcome in. Really good to see you. Hope everything's going good your way. And we're doing. We're just having some problems with vehicles, but we're doing, buddy. Ain't nothing really happening. Everything's been coming in like an hour later, an hour after time to stop hunting. Like it did that one year, and then boom, they're coming in all different times. So I figured with the weather being like it is, and the newbie had come in last night, maybe two newbies, a little 4 point and a 10. I may have to switch off from deer and start eating squirrel. I can't afford the ammunition. It's Eric and Curtis out there now, eating M&Ms. That was all fun. I got this tangled up. I gotta get it untangled. May have to move it. There we go. It's a lot better. Oh, I heard that. I'm kind of losing sensitivity in my fingers too when it comes to certain things. Like if my eyes won't see it, sometimes I really can't feel it in my fingers. I think it's where I damaged my fingers and stuff over the years, hitting with hammers and smashing my car bumpers or something. God, eight wonderful people in here. Appreciate y'all. Be nice to see that Big Ten come walking out. mean, you could walk out and drop his antlers, it wouldn't bother me. And worried about the antlers, I'm just looking at the body. Back when I was young, I liked to hunt foggy mornings. When it's foggy, you can almost walk right up on anything. Jason J, there's turkey here. Um, we don't see them like we normally do because we got a coyote problem. Normally we see anywhere from 15 to 30 in a flock. And we're lucky to see 7 or 8 hanging together anymore. But if you look to the right towards the sky, where that sky kind of comes into a point, there's a field right down there. It goes up in the holler. And we usually see some in there. I've seen 25 turkey here once, but it was about 3/4 away in this field right here. They was on their way up in the gates. I was out just walking around and they just happened to come across the field and up the hill. But we do got some. If nobody's got that one, usually in the fall, there's one on the other side of the road. He'll gobble at me. And every morning I try to get him to come across. He won't cross the road. But it's kind of cool. I gobble, he'll gobble, and he'll come closer, but he won't cross the road at all. Yeah, most of them here is gray. We got a few reds along the creek banks. Um, at one time, we've had 10 squirrels out here, and in September, late fall, and by January their back legs look like chicken legs. They're so big. And then they clear cutted this over here, and we lost a lot of squirrels. Used to have some flying squirrels out here. I've never seen over here in this side of Laurelville, but on the other side, where my buddy used to live, he showed them to me. I thought it was a joke until that night we was coon hunting, and one jumped out and almost come out my face. And I was sitting here and I kept seeing something, a reflection on the tree. And I went out there the next day and looked that tree over. I couldn't figure out what it was. And I finally got the right picture in the trail cam. I zoomed it in, it was a squirrel. They would fly down out of the other tree and stick to that one, and then grow down, get a piece of corn, and climb back up and zoom it in. But they were supposed to say clear cut it. It took all of them on too. People say it don't bother nothing when you clear cut. I got something to tell you. When you take all the trees down, you're taking some life with it, you know. You move them on where they go with the wood. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. They ain't around everywhere. They're just in certain areas. They're pretty cool. But my buddy put me up there smacking the side of the tree and he bellowed out and squirrels and stuff there and he come flying down at me. Of course he knew that I didn't know what was going on. But that's the way friends are, you know. You guys go hunting, you tune on all night, you do things to each other all night, and pranks. Yeah, that's what makes it fun. You do that nowadays to somebody and they'll put you in jail. Cave Lake Camp now. I bet you freaked out on that one, didn't you? It's like down there at the gathering. You better have something, a cooler locked up with a key. Or coons will get in it and eat all your grub. They even get in your vehicle if you ain't careful. Back door blowed up. Let's get up, take care of that. I'll have to fix me a lock on the inside. I got a piece of wood down here. Wedge it. Make a lock. No, got a bunch of the beetles flying around. Come off there. Break them off. So there, it might take a little bit to blow that open again, depending on the dust and window. Somehow. Let's see what up the hill. I haven't seen any of them since they clear cut it down. I mean, that pretty much eliminated a lot of things. Used to walk up here on the left side here, walk all the way down through there, go up, come back, mushroom hunting and stuff. There ain't no mushrooms in there either. Guy that used to live in the house at the end of the field, he came up and asked if he could mushroom hunt. I said, sure, go ahead. He come back with one about the size of your tip of your little finger, and he was up there for 4 hours. And ain't hardly anybody finding mushrooms right here in this area. Now you get down the road, you might find some. Got 12 wonderful people in here. Appreciate everybody. Chrissy don't like wild mushrooms unless I fry them and then refry them again the next day. She'll eat them then. She likes that extra crispy crunch to it. Grandson loved them. He ate them with his eggs the next morning, dipping them in. He asked what he was. He said Molly Moochers. But they live so far away that I can't, they're into everything else. I can't take them in the woods and show them anything. And they don't got nothing down there. But those where they live at is pretty much dry. I was telling you about the flying squirrels we had on the tree here until they cut the hillside. Come on, fellas, walk up. Come on in. You're gonna be cold tonight. I want to take some in. Get you warm. This chair's a killer. I need me an office chair. These camping chairs is okay, but if I need to move to the right a little bit, I can't do it without being heard. That's what makes it hard. And you can't lay back in this thing. You go to sit back, you're almost laying down. That little fan works okay. It's hard to believe that little blue fan puts out so much heat with the fan behind it. But it still don't beat the infrared ones. But with this window open, it doesn't matter. We're just trying to knock the lamp down a little bit. Yeah, hopefully one of them will show up. I don't know, Mike. I really don't know. I want to grow some turnips next year if I can. Once I get, I'm going to try to do a couple batches of green beans. I can't plant turnips back here because it's pure shade, nothing to grow. But it would be nice to grow some, just bring it here and just throw them out, let them eat it. We had a 4 point come in rusted, but he was had a buddy with him. I'd rather have his buddy. He's a 10. It was in about 6:30 last night. I figured with this storm brewing up, that makes me to a little early. Got about 30 minutes left. Oh, wow. I hate to hear that, man. We've been using propane and I got the wood burner going. That's all I could do to get up and do what I do in the morning. Go out and throw wood, put it in the building, and throw it in there 2 or 3 times a day, and do other things. And then it about wears me out. My shoulders were hurting pretty bad last night. I didn't even want to move. I think I got a little bit of kerosene in my salamander. And I might have a 5 gallon jug out there. I don't know. But I want to fire up the salamander, move some things around in the garage to where I can get some of the tools, go through them, or at least get it prepped and ready for next year. Since I broke my wrist has been going funny. I don't know if it's rat chips messing with me, if it's a cyst trying to grow, or what. I need to get me some green cheese. I'm going to try to make me some spinach dip. I've had it in a jar, but I don't know if I can make it that good. I don't think they do, not up here. The only thing I seen Tractor Supply have is a propane refill station. Cost me $22 to fill a 30-pound cylinder, and I filled it up. I used it a little bit yesterday working on it, which wasn't much. And I used it tonight. I fired it up, letting it run. I shut it off every night before I go out of here. But we'll see how long it lasts. And on the buddy heater, I got a 100-pound cylinder sitting here that I've been running both burners on ever since I've been coming out here. Everything's kicking up. The deer will be down low tonight, or today rather. They'll be running low on the ridge because of the wind. I know I was in Tractor Supply. Oh, it was about 3 or 4 days ago, something like that. I can't remember. I was looking for one of those quilted jacket shirts. It's got the quilting inside. That's what I like to wear. They didn't have them there. Must be something they quit making or carrying. They normally have that stuff. And if I'd have bought a Corduroy jacket, I'd have to wash it half a dozen times to get it to where it feels good. But I've got a nice heavy coat in there, but it's not for hunting. then I got a regular, another regular home coat. I call it like a dress coat because it's camo. But for banging around here, messing around the house, that little jacket's all I need. I don't want to tear up my good stuff. I gotta go back through my drawers, pull some pants out and see what I've got that actually fit me since I lost weight. But shoot, I might as well just forget about that and just go buy me some Lulu's and be another Troy Jr. Gotta get to that point to that. All right, look, lady, be careful, buddy. I heard you. My excitement stops when I see it. I don't get worked up anymore over deer. To me, it's like cracking an egg. But now if one walks out there, a foot and a half wide, weigh about 200 pounds. I'm Boone and Crockett. Yeah, it might work me up a little bit. It's getting about time for Mama to go up to church. That's right. Man, I wish they still made those crackers with cheese in them. It was bacon flavored. Man, that was good. They quit. I guess they quit carrying them around here. That made the best hunting snack you could take with you. I used to not eat apples too much, but this year I've been eating quite a few. Um, Having it rough in there. Come on, where you guys at? We're in the woods, but what they're doing is sitting up there waiting till I go in. After I go in and get in my night clothes, that's when they'll pop out and look up here at the window and smile. And then they go back here and talk about you all night long. I know how they work up here on the hill. I'm sitting out here in a pair of tennis shoes. It's actually pretty decent out here tonight with these heaters going and everything. where my game computer is and everything. I fire up that wood burner, man. That's the first room that hits. It gets hot in there. I like to put a hot tub in there and don't even need no heat in it. It gets warm. But I don't want to get used to it because I know I'm going to run out of wood here shortly. I ain't got much left. Then I gotta do like this lady, I gotta depend on propane. I bet somebody forgot to call today. I'm probably doing the house. Get my jello out I made. I put some fruit cocktail in it. Maybe dinner. What about laying me out some cooked greens? Frying them up tomorrow. You know, I've already got 3 pounds of pork to mix in with some ground beer to make breakfast sausage. That'll give me 9 pounds of sausage. And I usually fix 2 pounds. I may cut it back to a pound bag this year and just use it for making like sausage gravy. And it's kind of hard to do a pound pie. 4 people, it takes at least a half a pound to make a sandwich patty, you know, for each of us. I might add some, can't add onions to it. And I can throw the pepper to it too. Got 12 great people in here. Appreciate you all hanging out tonight. Got too much longer and I'll have to shut down. I tried to get out here earlier, but I just wasn't feeling good. See what the weather holds tomorrow. Might be back at it again. Tomorrow's going to be a little rough day. Got to throw some wood in the morning. Stock it back up in there. But I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to air up the wheelbarrow tires. I need that motor. I need me another decoy target so I can get back to shooting again. I'm gonna need a hand crank too. This bow's getting rough. I'm gonna have to start working some weights or something. I used to talk this thing like it wasn't nothing. I'm struggling now. Recently it ain't real cold in here. The wind's blowing to the north. When it blows out of the north, it comes straight in the window. So you're trying to ring or at sleep. In the middle of the road. Got about 15 minutes left. You gotta see them before you shoot them. We had 15 people in and it dropped clear to 9 or 8 and then went back up to 9. I think YouTube's messing with me. Yeah, there's always tomorrow. Got 11 people in here. Appreciate it. And if we get a bunch of snow, they may come in. I don't know. Hey, Fuzzy, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. We ain't got very much longer. We have to shut down. 5:37 was my cutoff time to be legal. But there's another one that comes in and watches the live at night. Hopefully tonight we'll have a good night and not have no problems with OSB or OBS or whatever it is. I need a computer tech to come out and fix it or walk me through it over the phone or something because it keeps freezing up and I don't know why. It's just some nights it don't, it works fine. Other nights it freezes up once and works fine. Sometimes it freezes up twice and works fine. I don't know what causes it. But I am going to take and not use the other computer tonight. I'll shut it down and see if that helps me. And I'd have to do it more than one night though. If one wants to walk in at 5:30, 7:38, I'll have to sit here and wait 2 walks away. That way I ain't spooking him out because he came in early. So I might be sitting here a while. And if he does, I'll let the camera keep going. But not if a deer would walk in and a coyote. I'm taking the coyote out. 7 minutes to go. Yeah, that's supposed to be down single digits Sunday and Monday, I think it is here. My shoulders are still sore. And I see it. Guess I ain't sat down today. Just ain't done as much. Yeah, if anybody's got any questions or anything, feel free to email me on the about page. I'll answer what I can. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the short bites is different. They make a half-hour job quick. Sound like it's raining. If it is, I ain't gonna be shooting a deer. Yeah, it is. That's weird how that works. All right, Jason J. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Appreciate the support. Take care. Have a blessed evening, man. Be safe. We'll see you on the next one. Probably be tomorrow, depending on the weather. Come here. Get everything turned off in here. Gotta try to get everything together. All right, Mike. See you tonight, buddy. Yeah, it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Pipe insulation. I use it to go on the window to keep the noise down when I lay my bow up there. Gotta get my thermos up. Just so much you have to pack in and out. So like that electric collar, that'd be something else I'd have to patent. Shut this tablet down. Oh, come on, get in there. Probably tomorrow I'll put out some more scent. See if that helps. Hard to say. Sometimes it seems like it helps, sometimes it don't. But I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. I guess we'll see you on the next one. Take care. God bless. Have a good evening. We'll see you tonight.